Today's horoscope from Astrocademy, Scorpio June 20th, 2022. Something or someone could inspire you to move forward on a personal goal, dream, or plan this week. And a person's encouragement can be particularly meaningful to you now. A friendship may feel more hopeful, and a relationship can benefit from improvements and refinements. While today's moon encourages a more serious outlook, experimenting with ideas and networking can bring you opportunities. You have a solid intuitive sense for trends and solutions. You might connect with others who inspire you mentally. At the same time, you're observing more than usual. The possibilities of meeting up with someone who is a soothing and calming influence on you are high today. The current celestial aspect suggests that this could happen when you least expect it, where you may be wined and dined and romantically entertained under a starry sky, if possible. Other places you may find love are during online spiritual discussions or groups related to higher education. Assume more power. Today, the moon enters the area Aquarius and encourages you to view your financial reserves with a new, unique lens. You may come to have a different if atypical perspective of your financial matters throughout this lunation. Investments, assets, loans, and debts could lead to a surprising change of pace depending on how you want to assert your control over your assets. It may even be time to free yourself from such financial assets if they are not serving you. Use the independent lunation to assume control over your assets and funds. You could be trying to get something new off of the ground. Although you are eager to start a project, you might need to do some more preparations first. In the business arena, you could require more research. Make sure that you have all of the information that you need before making a big move. In your personal life, you might need to let go of the past in a more complete way. Clear out those old cobwebs and break free of old ghosts. Why not plan a walking or city tour with your family? You will meet new people on the same wavelength. It's time to strike out in a new direction and get to know nice people. Pleasant conversations will do you the world of good. Above all, they expand your horizons and change your perspective. Get crazy and encourage your friends to do the same. You might need to try something pretty radical, but that's par for the course for you, really. Your walk on the wild side should pay off. You feel positive, sociable, and adventurous. Make a point of not only feeling irresistible but also acting in an irresistible way. Be careful of making any bad judgment calls. If someone looks at you for a prolonged period, a few seconds or more, and you like how they look, it's only then worth taking the initiative. Expand your mind to its farthest reaches today. There is an incredible opportunity opening up for you in which you can make great strides in a creative realm. Follow the music today. Pick up an instrument, go to the record store, or listen to a live band. Let the artist within you have room to shine. Shoot for a goal and don't stop until you reach it. A day can work extremely well for you. This vibration largely focuses on getting projects and unfinished tasks over and done with. This brings you an excellent opportunity to have a very productive day, and for you, this is apt to be music to your ears. Waste no time in pulling out all of the projects you want to complete and avoid tackling anything new. Tomorrow is the day for beginning different work. Use today to clear the slate. If you are going to have the moon return to an adventurous part of your chart, then the weekend is always going to be the perfect time. Especially as a full moon earlier in the week is likely to have made this a busy week, and especially on the job front, while Mars is already planning for an even busier week next week and right through the rest of this month. If you have been struggling to wind down, today's adventurous lunar vibes are just what you have been waiting for. A week that began with the moon just leaving your romantic sector and then went on to include a visit to your relationship sector ends with Venus, the planet of love, in her last weekend in a social and serendipitous part of your chart. With matters of the heart and your relationships having both received a boost over the last 7 days, but life also getting busier, Venus is encouraging you to stay in the moment while making it all about the journey. Our eyes in the sky. The airy Aquarius moon is your offbeat emotional guide for the day, urging you to forget about what other people think about you and just be your true, authentic self. This is easier said than done, but you really should have an easier go of it with this authentic, unique, and yes, tad bit rebellious lunar energy backing you up. Some great things to do now are making new friendships with interesting people you wouldn't normally include in your friend group and breaking free from stale, old life routines that no longer meet your needs. Later in the day, a Moon-Mars sextile helps you attract playmates, possibly, but not necessarily, in the sexual sense, who match your strong independent spirit and desire to experiment and think outside the box. You can form a strong partnership with this person, but having fun in the moment doesn't mean it will last forever. The desire for intimacy is strong, but satisfaction isn't always guaranteed. Don't worry about relationships ending or falling apart. As long as you make the effort to get along with others, you can easily remedy any tense situations. Mercury is still in its retrograde shadow, which means that you'll have time to make amends and clear up any misunderstandings. Knowing this removes the pressure that you could be feeling. If you're aware of how to act, then you can certainly temper yourself to act in a more appropriate manner in your relationships. Before noon, the Aquarius moon trines the Gemini sun. Under this easygoing aspect, we attract the proper alliances, moving through the day feeling calm and confident. Stressors roll off our backs, and conflict fails to provoke us. We also remain relaxed and open-minded in our engagements. With both luminaries currently in social air signs, we are particularly oriented to sharing what is on our minds. However, we are not especially self-centered, which makes us receptive to different points of view. Following this aspect's perfection, the moon begins its void of course, lasting until the late afternoon. At this time, we should avoid starting new projects, thinking of ourselves in the information gathering stage instead. Mid-afternoon, Venus in Taurus squares off with Saturn in Aquarius, provoking relational tension. This transit can create difficulties in our intimate affairs, but it can also be a productive influence if used correctly. Primarily, this square enlightens us about the fact that something is not working as smoothly as it could be within our unions. Latent factors are prompting feelings of distance, detachment, or irritation within our partnerships. This is normal. When people with individual baggage seek to align their needs, some adjustment is required. Especially once we get past the honeymoon phase, we can neglect to put in the work to meet someone where they are. Instead, we wind up meeting them where they were, even though we are in the present. Try to have patience with loved ones now. Putting in some extra effort could be all that is required to get back on track.